Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So not really a great change to the previous video. We're still holding the stock market, also no new impulses from the stock market. So crypto is sort of consolidating slightly after the strong drop that we saw overnight early into today. So there was a yellow count yesterday on the chart diagonal pattern. I did remove that because it's no longer valid. We did that in the previous video together, and at the moment there's still two possibilities, or actually three, as there will be in times where you have either a corrective wave pattern like this one or a diagonal. So it could be a correction here as well. It could be a diagonal. We don't know that at this stage. We have to make assumptions in line with what I see for Bitcoin and look at in the greater context here. I still think we have a good chance to move higher, but we need to avoid certain support levels. Of course, all of this here is, in my opinion, embedded in a larger ABC pattern, and because this is obviously the first key scenario that you would assume when you look at a correction ebbs, I make the case here for short term still higher. Yeah, I mean, we've been in this range now for a long time, really since the 9th of November, and we haven't really broken out all the attempts we had or we made where the sellers sold into the rallies again. So like here yesterday as well and today. Now, this is not necessarily bearish, but short term. Yes, of course it is. But there is still the chance in this diagonal pattern to rally higher as long as we're holding the red support area. In fact, I'd like to introduce another diagonal pattern. The diagonal count from yesterday wasn't validated because we dropped too much, but you still have another possibility. So either we have here the ABC pattern in red. In this pattern, we've moved up. Let me just zoom in. We've moved up in a wave AI that was here around the 30th of November to around $3,100. We're now coming down in a B wave ABC into this region ideally, which is all based on Fibonacci support levels. So here in this region, we ideally expect support between the 50 retracement and the 78.6 retracement. So between 1190 and 1125. And here we have another chance to find support if we drop below that level. Well, then I think we're going to go down directly and we'll probably retest the $1,000 level. This is like the last chance for the bulls to make a trend reversal here higher in a C wave, and this would be a 5-wave move. Should be quite, let's call it impulsive maybe, into the $1,400-$1,500 region. The ABC is one possibility. It would be the slightly bearish option actually where we will most likely make another lower low. There's still another possibility I thought about earlier. It's not ideal either, but I'm going to show it to you because it's technically valid. It's, in my opinion, the only other remaining immediately bullish potential, and I'm going to put it on the chart now. So here we had a wave 1 here. I'm going to change the color and image as well. Wave 2 here, that was at 1150 on the 29th of November. We then peaked yesterday in a wave that was a few days ago, and a wave that was a few days ago, and a wave 3 at around 1350. We're now coming down in wave 4 and would move up in a final wave 5, and that would complete a higher degree wave 1. So that would be still a bullish possibility. We cannot rule that out. I'll put that in green. We cannot rule it out because it's technically possible. It's technically still valid. It will, however, become technically invalid when we break below 1150. So short term, this is actually not much different to the red count, but it would just make a difference when this move up is finished. Yeah, what happens after that? In the green count, this would form a wave 1. So this 5-wave move would form a wave 1 and we would come down in a wave 2. Most likely hold a higher low and then rally in the red count. We would most likely make a lower low. So you need to understand both possibilities here, but short term, they wouldn't be much different. It's only that if we drop below 1150, then the red count is certainly here in control or something even more bearish. Because if we drop below that 1125 level, I'm looking probably at $1,000 or lower straight away. So of course, we could have something like a Waxy pattern here. We talked about that as well. That's not ideal, but it could be Waxy in that we top here or peaked here and that we actually put something more bearish in place. That is not primary expectation until we drop below 1125. Looking at the very low wave count here, or small wave count, if we really assume we are coming down in B, then we have an ABC pattern in B. So we're now in the CU wave. And in here, we've got 5 waves. So the way I look, this is an idea how this ideally would work out. Moved down in a wave 1 that was here at 1257. We moved up in a very shallow wave 2, G. We're now coming down in a wave 3. I think wave 3 isn't finished yet. Then there should be a wave 4 and a wave 5, and that could take us really down to the lower end of this red support box if it holds. Be aware that if we look at the indicators now, we are oversold on the 1-hour chart. So that's an explanation why immediate downside potential is a bit limited. Maybe we see a little bit of a wave 4 recovery here, then another move down in 3. So obviously here on the lower levels, you can count the 1234, and there is one more missing, I think, to finish off the third wave. Then there should be a fourth and a fifth. It's a bigger one. It's a very long wave 1 though, if this is the correct count. But this is micro counting, so these can change frequently. Understand that. Please understand that. But yeah, oversold on the 1 hour. Oversold basically on the 4 hour. So yeah, immediate downside potentially is getting a bit limited. I think we should get into this red area. Bear in mind, in the green count, we could actually already be finished because all it needs is an ABC 3 waves down. Whereas in the red count, this leg down would be a 5-wave move. So that's where the difference is. Right. It's getting interesting now because the red area is really a decision zone for Ethereum. My view is still, as long as we're holding the red zone, we have upside potential. That would be the next sort of possible trend reversal area. But if we drop below that, probably we can fasten the seatbelts because then I think it's going to go downhill for a little while to $1,000 and maybe below. Okay, and that's my update about ETH. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye. Thank you.